Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and I know I've been highly critical of CBR, calling it Shield BR in the past. I mean, they've had some really bad takes, especially the one about Captain Carter being a better person than Captain America for whatever reason. But this time, I really have to give them props because they pointed out something that I did and had a good take on it, which is very surprising from an Access Media site like this. Now, I'm very shocked that anyone is even talking about this in mainstream and Access Media areas because last time this happened in Wonder Woman 84, everyone was surprisingly silent on it. But there will be brief spoilers here for Umbrella Academy Season 3, so if you care about that, click off and come back later. So yeah, Season 3 sees Allison sexually assault her brother Luther, and it really was a terrible scene, terribly made, and just very disgusting, honestly. And I talked about it in my review for Season 3, which will be linked above, but I didn't expect anyone else to really have any takes on it because they didn't with Wonder Woman 84 when a similar scene happened, but they did this time, and I think I have to give them credit for it because I'm very surprised that they did, and they have some great comments here. So yeah, Allison's shocking Luther scene in Umbrella Academy Season 3 was disgusting. When Allison uses her power on Luther in the Umbrella Academy, she forces Luther to kiss her. This violation is disgusting and not well handled. And I completely agree. Sexual assault normally, when it's coming from a woman, these places, Access Media, Hollywood, just really our country in general, don't seem to care about it when it's coming from a woman's perspective. But if they're calling it out, maybe that is changing. And I think that is something to be praised for CBR. So I am praising CBR this time. But they just kind of break down how it happened, what happened, and whatnot. And they said doing this, attempting to sexually assault Luther, her character has lost any sense of growth. Because, yeah, she's gone through quite an arc, especially in Season 2 with, the racism stuff and, trying to get over that and whatnot. She's had a difficult journey. And now it's just like, oh, she's evil now. And they actually had some great comments down here as well. So the events of Episode 5, Condensed Cut, using sexual assault to solidify a character as a villain is also extremely careless from a writing perspective. So yeah, apparently in the comments she was a villain for a point, so they think this is setting up her being a villain. But it is extremely careless from a writing perspective. It's a common trope. It's like if you need to show someone's a villain, show them doing something really, really bad, like great murder, something like that. It's just like, oh, they're bad. They're bad. Kicking a puppy, it's just kind of this clear-cut scene so the audience knows how to feel about them. And if that's what they were trying to do here, I don't think it is because there's no way that they're going to make her a bad guy in today's current environment. If anything, she'll be justified in the end, kind of like Wanda was. So I'm not really seeing how they're going to make her a villain, but there's definitely the possibility. Either way, it is lazy from a writing perspective and very ineptly done. This isn't the only example of Hollywood recklessly using sexual assault for character development. No, it definitely isn't. And it's really disgusting to see how cavalier they are with it, especially when it's coming from a woman's perspective. And I really do have to, I can't say it enough, I really do have to praise CBR for calling this out because I didn't think anyone would. I definitely had a very strong issue with it, and I definitely called it out as really, really gross, and it's something that's all too common these days, and it's something that I didn't think anyone was going to be talking about. The scene really was quite damaging to both the characters of Luther and Allison because at the end of the scene, it made Luther out to be the bad guy because she's running off crying and giving him these negative looks. He's like, why? And it wasn't a great scene for any of them. And Luther just kind of shrugged it off. He's like, oh yeah, my sister tried to rape me, but we're all good. So it was very damaging to all the characters involved in this situation and really didn't progress the story whatsoever. And if they are setting up her to be a villain, it is very lazily done, but there's no way Allison is going to be a villain in today's environment as the one diverse female on the Umbrella Academy crew. So I don't see that being the case. I think it's just they're like, she's having a hard day. She needs to feel better. And I mean, Luther does call it out. It's like, you can't use me to make yourself feel better. I know it sucks, and he's right. So I, again, have to praise CBR for actually talking about this. I didn't think anyone would, and this was a really gross scene, and I hope it's called out by more sites like CBR and more mainstream sites so that Netflix and the Umbrella Academy crew knows how wrong this was, and maybe that they can correct it in future or at least say, hey, we get it, we didn't really think about it, but this was damaging from a writing perspective and a character perspective. I'm going to keep following up on this. I really think we need to keep an eye out to see if anyone else is going to do this or if this is just an anomaly coming from CBR. So we'll have to see how all this plays out in the end. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.